Hello and welcome in to Spreads and Subs Daily Gambling Show. Today is Friday, June 14th, and we are here giving our last 10 picks of the week, cutting it down to our last 3 best bets of the week. We'll get into our record and how we did yesterday here in a second, but first, shout out to Bet Openly for sponsoring the show. Best odds in the game. Sign up with Bet Openly using the link in the YouTube description. Deposit at least $50 and DM me on Twitter at JReedNBA a screenshot of your deposit, and I will be able to enter you into a giveaway for some cash. Shout out to Bet Openly for the best odds in the game. Yesterday, another average day, a little below average, but 4-6, 1-2 on our best bets. Tough. We're 6-6 on the week now on our 12 best bets. We're looking to go at least 2-1 today. Go positive and have a better record for the week. Working back towards getting our my lighting is all messed up. Getting our record back overall. So today we have NBA game 4 of the finals. Didn't have a 2-day break here, thank God, so we don't have to worry about that. I have 5 bets for NBA Finals Game 4. I have 2 WNBA bets and 3 MLB bets. We'll start off with the NBA with Celtics moneyline minus 107. I'm still suspicious about Dallas being so close on the spread, but at the end of the day, last game we tried to play what we thought was, how could Dallas be favored? We have to bet Dallas. They must know something. At this point, I just think it's Boston, man. I think Boston's going to sweep the series. They're 3-0 in closeout games this year. They were 2-2 last year. Celtics just seem to match up better overall and just have Dallas's number. Even when the Celtics are not shooting the ball well, they've still been able to stay in games and outplay the Celtics in other ways. The big thing for the Celtics that got them to this point was how good their defense was in the playoffs. They really have been pretty lackluster in this series defensively, especially Luka getting blown by, having those bigs like Gafford and Lively have to play help, and then the Celtics are too good of a team that if you have to play help, they're going to burn you. So give me the Celtics money line at minus 107. Next one here, Celtics Mavs over 210.5 minus 110. All 3 games have gone under so far, despite most of the light being on Dallas's bad shooting. The Celtics have not shot it phenomenal in this series either. They've just been the better team, and they've been able to recover from not being as hot shooting as they were in Game 1, in Game 2 and 3. So the likelihood of both these teams getting hot from 3 after neither of them have really been too hot all series is very unlikely in my opinion. So I'm going to take did I say over? I meant to say under on 211.5. So give me the under 211.5 there. I don't know why I said over. Next one here, so ignore the graphic on the screen. I'm taking the under of the Celtics-Mavs game. Let me look really quick to see what that line is because for some reason my dumbass wrote it as over. Let's see. NBA total under 211.5 at minus 109 is what we're going with on that one. So next one here, we're getting to some player props. I have Drew Holiday over 12.5 points at minus 120. This has gone way up. It was minus 112 last night. It's up to minus 120 now. He's covered this in 9 of the last 12 games. He's played a heavy 39.4 minutes per game in this series. He's been here before. I think he has a good closeout game. He's one of the veterans on the court in general, not just on the Celtics. I think he has a good game tonight and covers that 12.5 that his line is currently set at. Next one here, we have Luka Doncic under 32.5 at plus 100. This is covered in every game this series and 4 of the last 5 games for Luka. Derrick Jones Jr. got less minutes last game because Dallas tried. I completely jumped to what my next bet was going to be. Start talking about Derrick Jones Jr. So as a little preview, next one is on Derrick Jones Jr. But back to Luka. This under 32.5 has covered in 15 of the 20 Mavs playoff games. Luka needs to have a big game. He got a lot of criticism. We all saw the Windhorse clip after last game. He's under a lot of fire. I think he's going to start forcing some stuff, and I think that leads to trouble for the Mavs and for Luka in general. There we go. Jesus, that lighting is pissing me off today. Anyways, moving on to our last NBA bet of the day. Give me Derrick Jones Jr. over 2.5 rebounds at minus 108. He got less minutes last game because Dallas tried new guys. Those guys were not good, such as Tim Hardaway. He went 0 for 5. I expect Derrick Jones Jr. to get his minutes back here and therefore get these rebounds. He still covered this last game despite getting fewer minutes than he's gotten basically the entire playoffs last game. Like I said, when they tried new guys, even though that did not work at all. But outside of that, he's covered this in 7 of the last 9 games. I like him to cover his over 2.5 rebounds here at minus 110. So my 5 NBA bets are Celtics money line minus 108, Celtics Mavs under 211.5, Drew Holiday over 12.5 points, Luka Doncic under 32.5 points, and Derrick Jones Jr. over 2.5 rebounds. Next, we're moving on here to the WNBA. Give me Sky minus 2.5 at minus 110. The Mystics are finally getting some respect after getting their first win, but it feels like it's maybe too much respect. Both these teams favor defensively. The Sky are 5 on defense and 9 on offense, according to defensive and offensive rating. The Mystics are 12 on offense and 7 on defense. So I think the defensive prowess just doesn't help for the Mystics here. That's what's kept them in a lot of these games, but it doesn't help when you're playing against another team that's also great on defense. What are we talking about Gibson for MLB? Is that what we're going with Gibson for? I see that in the comments. Where was I? Yeah, I just don't think the defensive prowess of the Mystics is going to be able to keep them in this one. Playing against a team that's so good defensively like the Sky, I think the spread is a little bit too low. Gibson over 4.5 Ks. All right, mark it in. Who did they play today? Let's see. You can toss that in the comments for me. Let's see. Moving on here. We'll move on to our MLB picks here in a second, but we have one more WNBA pick first. Give me the Lynx minus 12.5 at minus 112. Lynx have been blowing teams out, winning by an average of 16 points per game this year. The Lynx won by 24 in LA the last time they played the Sparks. This time they're playing them here in Minnesota. The Sparks are 1-4 away from home, while the Lynx are 5-1 at home in Minnesota. The Lynx, I honestly think, are a top 3 team in the WNBA right now. I think it's hard to argue anything different. Lynx are 3 on offense. The Sparks are 10 on offense. The Lynx are 2 on defense. The Sparks are 8 on defense. The Lynx are finally getting their respect. This is the first big spread they've had really all season. They've been covering these small spreads and blowing teams out. I think they cover this one here too and win by more than 12.5. So my 2 WNBA bets are Sky minus 2.5, minus 110, and Lynx minus 12.5 at minus 112. Okay. Moving on to our 3 MLB bets before we get into our 3 best bets. First MLB bet, give me the Cardinals money line plus 105 against the Cubs. The Cardinals are coming off taking 2 of 3 against the Pirates, against good pitchers, and they hit the ball pretty well that series. Overall, they didn't score a shit ton of runs, but they did hit it really well. The Cubs are not playing well at all. Wicks is on the mound for the Cubs. He has a not great 4.44 ERA. He doesn't pitch long into games either, meaning we're going to have the Cubs bullpen probably have to come in, and we do not feel confident in the Cubs bullpen whatsoever. Gibson is on the mound for the Cardinals. Like you said, you're taking his over 4.5 Ks. I forgot that's who was pitching for the Cardinals today, but I know I like the Cardinals regardless in this game. So, yeah, we got big limps giving us 4.5 Ks. We're taking the Cardinals money line. Gibson is 4-2 with a 3.76 ERA. So, we are taking the Cardinals at plus 105. Another plus 105 here for my second MLB bet. We have the Tigers money line. Tariq Skubal is on the mound for the Tigers. He's a Cy Young candidate this year. He's been phenomenal at 8-1 with a 1.92 ERA. The Tigers are hitting it better recently. Just the non-Skubal pitchers have not been as great for them over the past week or so. Astros are a good hitting team, as we know, but they have Brown on the mound. He has not been great at all. 5.58 ERA for the Astros. Give me the Tigers money line here, plus 105. And then my last one here, this is my bigger plus money pick for the day. Give me Rangers money line plus 123. The Rangers are playing better ball recently. They just took 2 of 3 against the Dodgers. The Mariners are really struggling to hit the ball no matter who is on the mound for the other team. Rangers have Heaney on the mound. He has a bad record, but he's a solid ERA, almost sub-4. The Rangers just were not really hitting it well early on, leading to him having a bad record, but he's been a good pitcher for them so far. Castillo is on the mound for the Mariners. He has been great, but hitting continues to let him down. I think it lets him down here too. And give me Rangers money line plus 130. So, it's 123 now, but it was 130 last night. 123. Okay, so 3 MLB picks one more time. Cardinals money line plus 105, Tigers money line plus 105, and Rangers money line plus 123. Time to cut it down to our 3 best bets. If you're new to the show, we pick these live on the show. I pick my 10 the night before, the morning of, and then I pick my 3 live on the show. But I did know at least one that I'm going to go with. We went with Drew Holiday last time on his rebounds and assists. He did not cover for us, but I'm going to go with him again here for the points at over 12.5. This line has moved so much. There's a ton of money going on Drew Holiday's points here. Like I said, he's covered his 12.5 in 9 of the last 12 games. He's playing about 40 minutes per game in this series. He's going to be on the court enough to get over his 12.5 here. And like I said, he's one of the more experienced players for both teams overall. So give me Drew Holiday over 12.5 points. My next one here, I'm going to go with one NBA, one WNBA, one MLB. For WNBA, I'm going to go with give me the Lynx. Give me the Lynx minus 13 at minus 140. Actually, no. You know what? I'm sticking with the Lynx. I was going to change it to the Sky, but I'm sticking with the Lynx. Give me the Lynx minus 13 at minus 114. They've been blowing every team out that they've played so far this year. 16 points per game on their wins, and they have 9 wins. So they've been really dominant. Killed LA last time in LA. Now they get to play in Minnesota. I think they're going to be better here. The Sparks have been really bad away from home. And when you have 7 spots in offensive rating on a team and 6 spots in defensive rating, you're going to win more games than you lose. So give me the Lynx minus 13, or what is it now, 12.5 at minus 112. So those are our first 2. And then our last one here, give me the Cardinals money line plus 105. For every reason I just said, the Cardinals are getting hot. Their bats are starting to get hot, which has been their main problem for them this year. Gibson's been phenomenal with a 3.76 ERA. The Cubs are up and down, but I'm just not confident enough to bet on the Cubs overall. And when they got a pitcher on the mound in Wicks, who's been okay with a 4.44 ERA, but doesn't go deep into games, we got to see the Cubs bullpen. We know the Cubs bullpen isn't great. I'm taking the Cardinals plus 105. So our 3 best bets for the day are Drew Holiday over 12.5 points, Lynx minus 12.5, and Cardinals money line plus 105. Shout out to Bet Openly once again for sponsoring the show. Best odds in the game at Bet Openly. Sign up with Bet Openly using the link in the description here on YouTube. Deposit at least $50 and DM it to me on Twitter at JReidNBA, JREIDNBA on Twitter, and I will enter you into a giveaway for some cash. Shout out to Bet Openly as always. We will be back on Monday with 10 more bets and 3 more best bets for Monday's games, as well as reviewing how we did today and how we did this past week as a whole. But until next time, I will see everybody at 1 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Eastern.